social distancing and face mask guidelines. Doing so allows us to continue to share these incredible animals with all of you. Please enjoy our presentation.
Interconnected ocean, a vast blue expanse critical to life on Earth. And there's no better animal to represent the story of the ocean with all its splendor and uncertainty than the killer whale, or as it's scientifically known, the Orcinus orca. The orca lives in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the mighty Pacific and beyond. This whale's story is the ocean's story, and it is one we all share.
Welcome to SeaWorld's Orca Encounter. We are so honored to introduce to you these intriguing and majestic animals. Up close and learning about them and their natural behaviors. We hope this Orca Encounter will help you better understand this magnificent creature and everything they represent.
While they are found in every ocean, orcas living off the coast of Iceland are quite different than those near Costa Rica.
I'm getting it, don't worry, you can copy mine. Okay?
In fact, there are at least 10 types or ecotypes of killer whales. An ecotype describes the differences between killer whale size, physical form, prey, social structure, and habitat. As you can see, the differences are subtle, but noticeable when compared side by side. Orcas are adapted perfectly to their environments. And even the whale's black and white coloration has a purpose. It camouflages the outline of their bodies in the water, making it easier for them to surprise and catch their prey. When viewed from above, the black of the whale blends in with the dark depths of the ocean. When viewed from below, the orca's white bellies match the brighter surface of the water, blending with the light above, giving them the perfect camouflage.
under. And one of our whales, Orca, is going to help me show you some of their physical characteristics. Orca's blowhole is perfectly located for taking quick breaths at the surface. Even the location of her eyes works to her advantage. It might look like they're located in those wide oval eye patches, but this is a visual distraction. Her eyes are actually located in the dark parts of her face, camouflaged from thrashing prey. The fin on her back is called a dorsal fin. The dorsal fin helps stabilize the whales as they swim and also might aid in some body temperature regulation. The flippers on either side of their body help them to stop and steer while they're swimming. Inside one of those flippers, they have 5 bony digits, very similar to the human hand. The lobes on either side of their tail are called tail flukes. The flukes are the engine of the killer whale and can propel them almost 30 miles an hour. That's as fast as many of our speedboats. But the whales swim the fastest, and they use the most power when they're propelling their 10,000 pounds up and out of the water.
Killer whales are highly social animals with a well-defined social structure. An orca pod is always led by a female. Though just half the size of her male counterpart, she is in charge. It's all about attitude, not size. Because they live and work as a group, orcas need to communicate with sounds and body language. Orcas use clicks for echolocation or navigation. Whistles to socialize in the pod. And calls for group coordination and hunting. Vocal development studies here at SeaWorld show that early on, calves learn vocalization from their mothers. But as they grow, they learn from others close to them as well. This is a bottlenose dolphin call that Shuka learned and even taught other killer whales here at SeaWorld. In fact, orcas are the largest members of the dolphin family. Whales here and in the wild use vocalization to communicate all the time.
Like all animals, killer whales use body language as part of their communication. A peck slap might be used to show dominance or to get the attention of whales in the surrounding area. For example, a mother might use a peck slap to get the attention of her pack. But when the whales really want to get noticed, they breach. Sky hopping is how killer whales coordinate, communicate, and get a better view of their surroundings. Are another form form of body language killer whales can use. So it's no surprise they're at the top of the ocean's food chain.
Killer whales work together to rear their young, protect their pod, and most importantly, pursue and catch their prey. Every day they cooperate to survive in the wild oceans of the world. The orca's hunting techniques are as varied as the whales themselves. Norwegian killer whales will circle herring, herding them together. The whales use sounds to coordinate with each other and to disorient the herring. With the fish confused and contained, the whales stun them with their powerful tail flukes, making for an easy meal.
Whales in the southern hemisphere will capture sea lions by pulling them right off the beach. Watch as Makani demonstrates a similar behavior right here. Antarctic orcas will create waves washing over floating blocks of ice, knocking seals into the water. Ulysses is demonstrating a similar wave-making technique, showing you one of the many intriguing and complex hunting strategies killer whales have developed around the world. Crashing in front of you, but you can't really imagine the power of the wave until you have experienced it firsthand. Luckily for all of you on this very hot day, you're gonna get to experience the power of the wave. Are you guys excited? All right, well, it looks like some whales are being asked to show you the power of that wave.
Hey, here comes the water.
Now, because killer whales are found in all parts of the ocean, it's no surprise they eat all kinds of prey, including other whales. The blue whale on the screen there is 5 times longer and 50 times heavier than our killer whales. So how do whales the size of Keat here, or Nakai rather, eat a whale that size? It's possible because killer whales are the ultimate team players.
In this example, we see the larger male orcas surround a sperm whale, forming a perimeter, while the females continue to drive the whale forward until it reaches exhaustion. The calves then move in to join the adults in the group. Whatever their prey, Killer whales always cooperate and hunt together, making them a highly successful predator.
Play is an important part of the everyday life of killer whales. It's how they teach their young to hunt and practice their skills as they grow. You'll often see killer whales showing off their playful side, both in the wild and here at SeaWorld. Porpoising is when whales swim fast at the surface, breaking out of the water briefly. Riding in the wake of a boat or when surfing a wave. Killer whales also like to be touched, and they'll rub their bodies on rocks and other surfaces when they can. Nakai is going to demonstrate a rubbing behavior similar to what whales in British Columbia might do. You'll also see killer whales imitating one another in the wild. We see it here at SeaWorld all the time. Our whales are always learning from each other and mimicking each other. Purpose. In the wild, a tail whip might be used to stun fish. But here today, our whales might just be stunning all of you. Our whales all day, every day, allowing us to build trusting relationships and provide optimal healthcare, research, and quality of life. Our whales take an active role in their own health and well-being. For example, when the whales learn to roll over and offer us their tail flukes, like you're seeing across the pool there with Nakai and Orchid, our veterinarians can come out and draw a blood sample from a vein just under the skin of those tail flukes to make sure the whales are staying healthy. We get these voluntary blood samples every single month. Our whales will also slide out on a scale like you're seeing Orchid demonstrate on the screen there. This allows us to keep track of their weights to make sure that they're staying at healthy weights. Our whales will even allow us to take a breath sample from their blowholes. All of these behaviors are only possible because of the relationship we've developed with them day after day here at SeaWorld. Now, throughout the presentation, we've talked a lot about the physical adaptations of the killer whales and their many different behaviors, but now I want to tell you about the personality of this big guy right here. Everybody, this is Ulysses. Any minute now. Here he comes. Ulysses is our largest killer whale. He weighs about 10,000 pounds. has a very fun personality and he loves interacting with his trainers. We challenge the whales every day to learn new things, to engage and stimulate their minds. Diet, exercise, and of course play all help keep our whales in great shape.
The whales here at SeaWorld have helped killer whales in the wild by participating in many research studies. One ongoing study monitors the whale's heart rate and breathing to understand how marine noise pollution from ship engines and other sources affect wild populations. In another study, scientists from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, took measurements of the killer whales living here, including pregnant whales. By comparing these measurements with drone footage of killer whales in the wild, scientists are able to monitor the wild population's nutritional and reproductive states. Other research has been done here at SeaWorld on the mother whale's milk composition. This research will help create an effective model to understand how toxins in the ocean impact wild killer whales and their milk supply. What we learn from the whales in our care every day is actively helping whales in the wild survive. And just by being here today, you've supported our rescue, research, and conservation efforts all around the world. If we work together, like the killer whale, we can protect the future of the Orcinus orca and this beautiful planet that we all share.
We have a very strategic and safe way of helping you exit our facility today.